This is Chua Miati's iconic artwork called National Language Class. It captures a moment in Singapore history. Chua Miati is one of Singapore's leading artists, well known for depicting life and people around him. This oil painting, called the National Language Class, gives us a glimpse of the political and social situation in Singapore in 1959. This looks like a classroom. Not a classroom of children, but a classroom of adults. If you can see the words, there are words in Malay, siapa, nama, kamu, which means what is your name? Well, these people here are non-Malay Singaporeans learning Malay. This was a time when many non-Malay Singaporeans learned Malay so that they could communicate with one another. Singapore was preparing for the merger with Malaya. Can you imagine yourself in this classroom with the teacher, Cikgu, teaching Malay and repeating Malay words again and again? I think he probably told some Malay folk tales. And I'm going to tell you a very well-known Malay folk tale in Singapore. And this folk tale is found in the Malay annals called the Sejarah Melayu. It is called the Legend of Badang. Long ago in Indonesia, the rich owned land and the poor people worked for them. There was a poor young man by the name of Badang. Badang chopped trees for a rich man. He chopped with a swing and a chop, with a swing and a chop, with a swing and a chop, and the tree fell splat. Can you do this with me 2 times? With a swing and a chop, with a swing and a chop, with a swing and a chop, the tree fell splat. With a swing and a chop, with a swing and a chop, with a swing and a chop, the tree fell splat. Oh, Badang worked very hard, but he was often hungry. The rich man didn't give him much to eat. Oh, if he was hungry, he didn't have much strength to chop down trees. What was he gonna do? He was clever. He looked around in the jungle and he took bamboo and plant fibers and he shaped them with his hands into something like this. What do you think this is? A fish trap. Badang would put this fish trap into the river. And you see this end of the trap? It's like a funnel. The fish would swim into the funnel and then get trapped inside the fish trap. Well, every morning, Badang would put this fish trap into the river. After his work in the evening, he would come back and find, wow, live fish inside. And then he would barbecue the fish and eat the fish. This filled him, and he had lots of strength to continue chopping trees. Every day, Badang put the fish trap into the river, and he went to work. He came back in the evening. When he took out the fish trap, the fishes would be there for him to eat. But one day, when he took the trap out, somebody had partially destroyed it. Oh, and no fish, but fish bones, fish heads, and fish scales. Oh, Badang repaired the trap, and then the next morning he put the trap into the river again. But when he came back, once again, the trap was partially destroyed. All there were the scales were the bones and the fish heads. Who did this? Who did this? Badang repaired the fish trap, and the next morning he put the trap into the river. But instead of going to work, he pretended to walk away and then to hide behind some bushes. He waited. He wanted to know who destroyed his trap. And soon, in the river were bubbles. And then a creature came out. This creature had long white hair and long white beard. And in his mouth were the fishes, Badang's fishes. Oh, the creature was destroying his trap. Oh, Badang was so angry. He went over and he pulled the beard. He pulled and then pulled and then pulled. He pulled the creature out. And when he saw the fishes in its mouth, oh, stop eating my fish. The creature, he begged, please, stop hitting me. I promise I'll give you whatever you want. Oh, whatever I want? Oh, what should Badang ask for? Perhaps food? He was always hungry. Perhaps he should ask for food? Or money to buy things. Or perhaps strength, so that he could chop lots of trees. What do you think? Well, Badang thought about these things. He felt that if he were to ask for food, the rich man will take away his food. If he were to ask for money, the rich man would take away his money. So he asked for strength. He told the creature, I want strength. All right, if you want strength, you've got to eat my vomit. Huh? Vomit? Are you going to eat that vomit if you were Badang? But that creature, he took a banana leaf next to him and oh, it was sticky, it was stinky. Oh, there were pieces of green and red and fish bones and scales. The creature gave to Badang. Badang looked at it. He took a deep breath and he slurped it all up. Strangely, there was a warmth coming up in his body and to his fingers. Oh, he felt that his hands were strong. Next to him were two big durian trees. And he pushed. Oh, they fell splat. Badang had strength. He looked at the creature, but the creature had disappeared into the river. Oh, with his newfound strength, Badang could chop trees really fast, and soon he earned a lot of money for himself. He decided to travel. He traveled from Indonesia to Singapore, where he heard that the king of Singapore had built a big boat, so big that 100 men could not push the boat into the river. 200 men could not push the boat into the river. 300 men could not push the boat into the river. So Badang offered to push. Badang put his hands on the boat. He pushed and he pushed. Oh, it was indeed very heavy. Oh, he tried for a while, for quite a long while. The hot sun was beating on his back, and then he pushed. The boat moved and splash! It went into the river. The people who were watching, they all clapped. The king of Singapore was so happy. He made Badang his warrior. The fame of Badang traveled to many places. It traveled to India. The king of India heard about it, but he thought, Badang is not as strong as his warrior. So he decided to send his warrior to Singapore to challenge Badang, to test Badang. It was a friendly challenge to see who was the stronger one. What do you think? Who was stronger, the warrior of India or the warrior of Singapore? The challenge was to lift up a huge rock on top of one of Singapore's hills. When the warrior of India came, he looked at that rock. He knelt down and he lifted that rock. He lifted it up above his knees. And then he put it down. When it was Badang's turn, Badang came. He was calm. He knelt down. He lifted up above his knees. And then above his shoulders. And above his head. And with a push, he threw the rock high up, and the rock flew and flew. It flew above many houses, above people's heads, above the river, and splashed into the mouth of Singapore River. And a piece of that rock today is now in the National Museum of Singapore, and it's called the Singapore Stone.